fast, fatal heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful thoughts and past. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, quite a lot has happened. In the last part, we had Deku. Now, Deku and Amelia, they're currently at the party. And, well, Deku, who was possessed by the light alien, he attacked James and killed the people in the security office. Now, the light alien is doing something very simple. He is trying to sabotage security at multiple levels and allow anyone, if they are trying to infiltrate the event and cause chaos. Now, Deku, him and Adam are supposed to be giving a speech later about how strong the relations between the two species can be. And, well, yeah. The original plan was for Arthur to give the speech. However, because of his death, the event was pushed backwards, and Adam, he was instructed by his mother as to what to do. He is to take the crown and at least be a strong leader. Be the person people can look at right now, because she is still healing from her sickness. Now then, with that being said, we do currently also at least have Deku in the dream world, who he was taking on a patient, and he is currently seeing a new one. Now then, with that being said, we do cut to the real world with the party, where Deku and tons of other people, they actually are sitting in a group talking about a few things. And Deku, he actually is sitting there with a drink in his hand next to Amelia. And we do also at least have Miss Yaoyorozu, who's sitting across from the two. And right now, this is something that she is somewhat staring at, as she herself is taking a drink and chatting with a few other people. However, Deku does notice her side glances, and that is what does surprise him. Now, the alien does know that Miss Yaoyorozu already knows about their relationship. However, she hasn't tried to blackmail them. She hasn't tried to say anything about it. And that is what the alien does find to be odd. She could use this opportunity to gain more leverage, gain more power in the situation. But she is willingly not doing that. It does not make sense to them. And right now we do currently have the alien, it does want to investigate this. And right now, Deku does get to stand up after going to finish off the rest of his drink. Him actually going to walk around the table and go to bring up his hand. Miss Yaoyorozu, would you like to dance? Excuse me? Miss Yaoyorozu, I'm asking if you would like to dance. This song is going to be over fairly soon, and the next one, it should be starting in a minute or so, correct? Yes. Well, this is an odd request. Is it really an odd request to want to dance with a beautiful woman? Beautiful woman? Now, Amelia, she actually is staring daggers at Deku. And right now, she is a bit more jealous, as the alien does go to look directly up at her and then go to somewhat wink. As Amelia, she does somewhat de-stress about that. Deku is trying to keep up appearances, but he's a little bit more surprising with that. Now, Miss Yaoyorozu, she actually would go to take Deku's hand and stand up. As when the two do walk to the floor, you do actually over Deku, he does go stare at Momo. Okay, what do you want? I wanted to talk to you. About what? If it is about your secret, it's safe. That is all. We got the tech and information we wanted, and right now we're looking into a lot of things. Actually, while I do have you here, I did want to ask about that blood sample. Oh, alright. Now, the song will go to start, and Deku and Momo, they actually start to dance. And they do start talking back and forth, as they're currently swinging around and, well, dancing super fancy. Now, Amelia, she does watch, And right now, Deku, him, and Momo are both talking about the blood sample. And Momo, she is confused. She wanted to know why he had Etso blood, and whose it was. Well, Mr. Iruzu, that Deku is going to spin Momo around before she's going to fall backwards into his arms. That was Alice's blood. Alice? That was the queen of the Etzos. Deku going to pull her back up, telling her that she was at least poisoned by somebody, and he did solve the case. Are you serious? Yes, Mr. Iruzu. Now, I was curious about a lot of things. Momo and Deku actually finally studying out, as they're both at least not spinning around anymore and staring at one another. I wanted to know why you didn't take the opportunity to blackmail me. Blackmail you? Are you seriously talking about this here? Music's loud, Mr. Iruzu. We could have a personal chat. No. Stubborn. I respect it. Fine. I did have a question. Why didn't you use the opportunity? Use the opportunity? Are you crazy? Okay, you must be fucking loony. Or the alien has convinced you of something strange. Oh, the alien. You're using that term now. I wonder what term you'd use for the other aliens. The other aliens? You mean the machines and the fucking blinking lights? Yes, those ones. Now, Momo's a bit caught off guard. He's a bit more defensive about that. Something's off. Now, Deku, him and Momo, they do at least finish up with their dance. And Momo, she does at least walk away from this a bit more surprised. Deku, he's a very quick learner or just a good dancer, but there's also the thing that she's currently at least trying to analyze. He's acting different. Is it Amelia or what's going on here? Now, there actually is whenever the next song is going to be starting soon. And right now a lot of people, they are picking their partners. And we do currently at least have where Deku does go to walk up towards Amelia. And he does go to reach his hand out. Now, this is where a ton of people, they do go to look at the situation. And we do actually have Amelia. She does go from at least going to look down at her drink to looking up towards Deku's hand. And going to look up towards his eyes. As Maria is going to give her a bit of a smile, you do have where she does catch something strange. Something that she didn't expect to see. As Deku does someone go to bring his hand up and twitch it a little bit. Miss Amelia, are you sure you don't want to dance? Sure, that would be lovely. Her going to reach out her hand. As we do currently have the other Etso, or the one that Amelia, her father, recommended her to marry. The Etso who just come walking up, and he himself actually is going to somewhat grab towards Amelia's arm before Deku is going to reach out. Him immediately going to spin his body and going to grab this man by his forearm, before the man is going to stare directly at Deku. What are you doing? I am giving the lady a dance. No, you're not. Human, your grip is incredibly strong. Much more of that, and you might harm me. Harm you? If I wanted to harm you, you'd be dead. Is that a threat, human? It is. Now let go of the lady's arm. I'm going to give her a bit of a dance. Now, do you understand? Deku's having his eye shine a different color. And the man is going to stare directly at Deku before going to back away. And Deku, he doesn't mean to go to turn. Well, Miss Amelia, would you like to dance? Now, a lot of people are surprised by that. They didn't hear what that conversation was, but, well, the guy butted into their dance. Are they really about to see these two dance? Now, a ton of people, they actually are paying attention to this. And they do at least somewhat go to realize the song has already started. As we do actually have Deku and Amelia who are dancing together. What was that about? Don't worry about it. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Just my head. Now, Deku and Amelia, they are actually having a very fun time. However, Amelia does notice that Deku's headaches, they're getting worse. His hands are a bit shaky, and he does not seem to be right. Now, we do actually have inside Deku's mind, where he is currently sitting down in his office with a patient. Deku, he does look at the man. The man, he's covering his face with a hoodie, and, well, he can only make out his burned left hand. Uh, excuse me, sir. Okay, well, first off, we have your name, and I don't want to make an assumption, but you look very familiar to me. Or your name does. Pardon my apologies. Anyways, well, I'm Izuku Midoriya, and I do provide certain treatments. I'm somewhat licensed, and I can provide certain services. And well, while I am a therapist, I also do provide services that many therapists they don't normally do. I can psychically link up with you if you are comfortable with that, and we can explore your problems in a way that is a bit more difficult, but some of my patients do find to be a lot more healthy. Do you really do that? Yes, I do, sir. But, however, I'd like to understand your issues and problems before I do go forward with that type of process. Some people do find it mentally taxing, and it is somewhat hard to prepare for. In fact, I do recommend a routine leading up to those treatments. Hmm, interesting. So, where should I begin? Well, sir, if you have certain issues or things you want to talk about and just let me in on, then we can start from there. Hmm. Okay. I guess I'll start from whenever I was a child. All right, that's good. That's good. Whenever I was a child, I was raised in an orphanage. I always saw things strangely. I was hearing voices as a child. I remember there was a lot of trauma, a lot of things that happened to me there. I got into a lot of fights. I was always seen as a problem child, and many people avoided me like the plague. Did they now? Yes. Um, okay. This is interesting. Were you dropped off by your parents? No, I wasn't. In fact, they died. Now, Deku does somewhat sit there kind of confused. They died? Deku is going to look down at his hands. He does go to write that down. However, he does immediately notice that his left hand, it actually is scarred the same way that man's is. Him looking at that before going to someone drop his notebook. And the moment he does go to do that and pull back his hand, he does go to look down at it again. Seeing that, it's normal. Huh. Are you alright, doctor? Yes, sorry, just, his notebook back in his hand. Huh? Are you alright, doctor? Yeah, um, sorry. Hang on a minute, please. Now, Deku go to pull out his phone, checking the time and seeing that he's a bit too early for this. However, he does go to reach into his pocket or the pocket of his jacket and go to pull out a capsule of pills. Him going to put one in his mouth and swallow it, as he's going to put it back into his pocket or his jacket pocket. Are you alright, doctor? Yes, sorry, just taking my medicine. That's all. I myself do have some issues, and that's why I did choose this profession. To help people like me. Anyways, if you can continue. Yes. Well, I remember how it happened. My parents, they died in a crash. A very bad one. In fact, the doctor said I was lucky to walk away alive. Really? Yes. And, well, I learned later that my powers, they caused it. Your powers caused your parents' death? Yes, they caused the crash. Now, Deku, he does start to hear music. Huh? That's odd. Are you alright? Yeah, yeah, Deku going to check the time again. It's not even been 5 minutes. That's odd. Do you have somewhere to be, Doctor? No, no, in fact, I'm free all day later. I was actually hoping to spend time with my wife and son later. Your wife and son? Yes. Um, my son's a little over 1 year old, and my wife and I were happy to have him. It sounds like a nice life, Doctor. Although I don't think I'll ever see myself in something like that before. Excuse me? Could you speak up? I said, the person I'm going to look up. I don't think I'll ever have something like that in my life. Deku is seeing the man's lower face, and he can make out that there is a scar on it. Ah, that, those scars, they look a bit nasty. Yes, Doctor. I was in an accident. Uh, okay, would you mind explaining to me the accident? Yes, I'll go into detail. Now, the man does continue to talk, and Deku does find to be kind of strange. He's starting to realize that there are cracks. This dream world, it's not acting the same way. And Deku, after the man, does talk about how he had a friend die in a car accident recently, or another accident. There was the fact that Deku, he thought that he had to take another pill, because it just seemed like his illusions or his, well, episodes were happening again. Hmm? Doctor, it's not healthy to take those all the time. Hmm? Uh, yeah, I understand that, but these are okay. They're prescription. Hmm? Are you sure? What exactly are those? Oh, they're. Deku looking at his hand and seeing something strange glowing. Jesus. I'm going to look back down towards his hand as he is going to drop the bottle. His hand is, well, it's hurt. Right there, the spot. Ugh. What the hell? Doctor, are you okay? What is your quirk? Excuse me? I'm sorry, sir, but I'd like to know your quirk, just to understand your situation a bit more. I understand if that's a subject you don't want to talk about personally because of, but please allow me to know. Oh, my quirk. My quirk is telekinesis. Really? Yes. Quite similar to yours, in fact, wouldn't you say? Now, the man is going to completely look up, and Deku can make out his own face in the hoodie, as the man is going to pull the top of the hoodie off. Jesus. Who are... I'm you. No, 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 you're not. You're not me. Are you certain of that? Are you sure you know what's real? I'm well aware as to what's real, sir. So please leave the... Deku looking back down towards his left hand. He went to go point his finger towards the man, but the pill bottle was in his hand again. How... how did I... These scattered on the floor. Doctor, are you alright? Yeah, yeah, listen, sir, I'm sorry. They're going to drop the pill bottle. As they start packing up his stuff, something that they'll have to reschedule at a later time. Because right now, he believes that he needs to go home, maybe see a doctor, or make an appointment. Oh, that's alright, sir. I'll be here whenever you do return. Have a good drive. Now, Dick would leave. However, he does keep glancing over his shoulder every 5 seconds before he does go to drive home. Now, we do at least have back in the real world. where Amelia, she's still at least talking to Deku about how he doesn't seem like he's okay. Amelia, I'm fine. Really, it's just a headache. You're shaking. Amelia's gonna bring her hand up to his face, asking if he has a fever. Amelia, public appearance. No. Are you okay? I'm fine. Just now. Deku is going to somewhat calm down a bit. However, there is the fact that his nose does start to bleed. And Amelia, she actually is going to back away from Deku. Her going to walk over and go to grab a tissue before coming back over and going to bring it to his face. Thanks. Now, people do watch this. Deku suddenly got a nosebleed, and he was dancing with the alien. Or, no, the Etso as they call them. Is he alright? Did she do something to him? Now, we do have our Deku, he does get to sit down. And Amelia, she herself actually is a bit more bummed out. This was the first time they were going to be able to interact like this in public, and it kind of just bombed. Yes, they had a nice dance in like the first half of it, but Deku started to fall off. Are you alright? Her going to sit down next to him. Yeah, I'm fine. Just give me a minute. I can't think. Now, this is actually where we do cut back into Deku's mind. Deku, he does arrive home. And during the entire way there, he was getting glimpses of his real life. He remembers the crash that killed his parents. He caused it. That was his fault. The first time his powers awakened, they didn't just be in control, they freaked out. There's the difference in those memories. He remembers sitting in the police station, waiting for somebody to come pick him up, but no one ever came. He remembers being dropped off there. The orphanage, the name of it. That rings a bell. What is going on? And then there's his friend. The friend who didn't die in a crash. Now, Deku just walked through the front door. And right now, Amelia, she is kind of confused. Asking what he's doing home from work early. Deku turning and seeing Amelia, who she's dressed in a comfortable pair of shorts and a tank top. Oh, sorry. I'm just... I don't... I think I'm losing it again. Izuku? Okay. We can call a doctor. We can just calm you down. Okay. Go sit down. All right? I'll make you something. Just take some of your pills and calm down. No, Amelia. Something's wrong with the pills. I don't know how to explain it, but those things that they're not regular pills. I'm seeing something. It burned my hand. Now, they're gonna show Amelia his hands. Izuku, there's nothing there. Huh? No. It was there. It was there. Izuku, you're scaring me. Okay? Please go sit down and calm down. Amelia, I'm not losing it. Something's wrong. I just know it. I know it. Okay. Now, Deku's been screaming and yelling this whole time. And Amelia, she's been trying to calm him down. However, there is over a baby to start to cry. And Deku, the moment he is going to hear that, he is going to turn and just stare towards the hallway. That sound is so unnerving. He hasn't heard his son cry in a while at all before, actually. What is going on? Shit. Izuku, go sit down. I can handle... No. Let me. This is, let me hold my son. Now, Amelia's going to back off of this. And there is actually whenever Deku is going to walk into the room and go to walk over to the crib. I'm going to bend down and see his son, as he's going to somewhat smile. And the control the alien does have does somewhat strengthen a bit. as Deku just gonna look down and go to bring his hand out, and the baby is gonna reach out for him. Deku is just smiling, and there is actually one where Deku is gonna reach down and try to hold his son, going to grab him and try to pull him up. Deku's hands immediately just go straight through. Huh? No. Now, Deku immediately starts to panic. He doesn't understand what's happening. No. No, 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 no. What's wrong? I held you last night. I held you last night. You're real. You're real. This is real. This is reality. Now, Deku is gonna walk over to a chair and sit down, as he's rocking back and forth. Izuku? Deku looks up towards Amelia, as he does see that her eyes are a different color. Jesus. Are you okay? This isn't real. Are you okay? You're scaring me. Amelia, you're scaring me. I can't hold him. I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out. Izuku, okay. Her walking over to the crib, bending down and grabbing onto the baby. And the moment Deku is going to turn and see her, he does stare at her with a bit of horror in his eyes. She's holding onto the baby, the one he knows isn't real. No. No. Izuku, are you alright? This isn't real. I remember now. Now, Deku, he's a bit angry. And there's actually in the real world, where, while Deku, he actually is just sitting there and his body is somewhat shaking a bit, you do actually at least have where James, he does come flying into the room. The moment people do see him and the way he's flying, they do realize that something may be wrong. As James, he is going to bring his hands up and go to pull out, or at least go to, pull out the cords connecting the stereos. The moment he does, he is going to at least look back towards Deku. Him going to bring his hand upwards and immediately go to pull him upwards and out of his seat. And Deku, the moment he does come flying upwards, there actually is whenever he does look directly at James. Him going to bring his hands upwards as his eyes do start to glow. And as it is going to bring them upwards and go to grab James upwards into the air. Him trying to be left the hell alone. Now, James immediately is flung directly through a window. And the moment that has actually happened, a ton of security are alerted to the loud crash. As music cuts, and then a sudden large booming crash. Now, a ton of people are confused, staring up and seeing Deku. His eyes are pouring with that strange color. And there is actually Amelia. The moment she saw that, she just going to realize one simple thing. Deku isn't in control. That's not him. He's possessed. Now, Amelia is going to collapse down onto the floor in horror, as she's crying. And there is actually, whenever Deku is going to look around, damn it, shut up, shut up, shut up. Now, a ton of Edzos are looking upwards into the air. Some have started to run and scream. And right now there are actually a few humans. They are confused, but they at least try to follow some Edzos. And we do at least currently have one Edzo who has stayed. And that would just happen to be Adam. Some people tried to rush him out of the room. And there actually was James who just going to bring his hand up and tell them to go. Protect civilians. And he did just going to run over to James. Him running towards the window and immediately going to grab towards him. Pulling him upwards asking if he's okay. He's not in control. I see that. What happened? Don't know. Something's wrong. I can't feel my back. Okay, James. Security's on the way. Listen. I can help. Now, he doesn't look directly at Adam. The boy, his powers, they're good, yes, but they're nowhere near skilled or trained enough. Hell, he's practically better off throwing something in a tank and seeing if it will just stick to it. Now, this is actually where we do at least have Deku. whoever Etzo guards to come running in, there is actually whenever he does going to float down towards the ground. And he actually does a turn looking towards Amelia. Amelia, listen, I... I'm... Control... Don't... Izuku. Now, we do at least have in Deku's mind. Currently, the alien is trying to stop him and reassure him over and over again that this is real, this is reality. He just needs to come and hold on to their son. Now, Deku is just staring at that, and he's just shouting back, "It's not real, it's not real." Now, there is actually the alien. It actually is finding it to be very difficult. As over Deku, he does go to look back up towards Amelia after collapsing onto his knees. He does just stare at her, as a strange blue liquid is pouring out of the side of his face, where bloody tears should be. Now, this is actually something that she does find to be kind of odd and horrifying. As over Deku's pupils do immediately go to shoot completely black, he is going to turn directly towards security. And right now, a lot of Etzos, they are at least trying to throw a mental wave around him, or at least try to trap him in a mental cage, since it's really the best defense they can do for a possessed person. Now, this is where Deku, he does going to at least look towards the Etzos, going to bring his hand up and immediately go to try and deflect their cage. As Nori does at least put his hands up and go to force psychic energy that way, he does going to look back towards Amelia. Him actually a bit more confused as to what to do with her. Something inside of him is telling him to protect her. Something else is trying to tell him to kill her. And right now that is an issue. Deku, he is holding back the attack the Etzos have sent at him. And there is actually another group of Etzos who they do come flying in through the windows that are broken. And Deku is going to at least turn and going to bring his hands up to try and attack them. As for one Etzo, he's immediately able to break their neck. And for the others, they actually try and link their minds together. As long as they do stay connected, their psychic energy can outmatch his. And that is what they do really need. Now, we do at least have back in Deku's mind. He's standing there, and he's staring off at Amelia and a baby that's crying. There's nothing else there. The floor is turned into black sludge, and he's just staring at her. But then whenever he does go to look up, there's the sun. The sun, it's still there. Why, that's not the sun. Izuku, look at me. Listen, hey, our baby's still crying. You're not real. Of course I am, silly. I mean, what else would I be? I'm real. He's real. What we had is real. Amelia, what is your favorite color? That's a silly question. It's purple. No, it isn't. What? I've never asked her that question. Amelia doesn't wear purple. She is purple. Now, Deku just starts to float upwards into the air. And there's actually whenever Amelia's just going to step forwards and immediately going to grab onto Deku's leg. And it's just going to stare right back at him. And Deku is going to look down at the baby and Amelia. This human version of her. This family, this reality. Everything in his head that says these memories are real. They're trying to pull him back down. Pull him back down into this trap. He remembers it. The nightmares. The demon he saw whenever he was riding a motorcycle. Hell. He remembers that fucking movie poster. He remembers all these little tricks. This is how they do it. This is how they break your mind. They trap you in paradise, and whenever you get out of it, they just remake it. Rebuild it better. And then drive you insane. Now, Deku, he just going to stare down at Amelia. Before going to levitate upwards into the air more, and she's finally going to let go of him. as she's going to drop down to her knees and start collapsing into the floor. And Deku is going to look up towards the sun before going to fly upwards and go to ask a question. Why? Why what? Now, we do currently have in the real world, where Deku is holding off both the aliens and at least trying to talk to the real version of himself. Why did you do this to me? Why did you possess me? Dear God, you used me. You're getting the whole picture now, human. You killed Arthur. So stimuli has been getting through. What did you do? How long have you been doing this to me? It's been almost a human month. A little past that, actually. I don't know how your calendars do work. We are gods, and we will take what we want, what we please. However, it does appear that human ignorance is still stubborn as ever. Your mind is strong, too strong, but I will remake it. I'm... Now, you do actually have where Deku, he does start to feel something. And he's trying to think. Before he does start to hear a familiar voice. One that's screaming and shouting his name. Before Deku does at least go to hear it, clear as day. Amelia, she's trying to ask Izuku if he's still there. If he is alive. Or if he is nothing more than a husk. Now, Deku does start to reach back for Amelia. And we do actually at least have in the real world. The alien is actually starting to have its powers waver. Before it does just go to send out a large psychic push, throwing Deku's mental abilities past what they should be at. And all the aliens or the Etos, they get sent flying backwards as the walls start to rip apart. And that does start to at least have a bit of a collapse. Now, we do at least have James and Adam. Both of the two, they're currently still trying to help. They're psychically linked to the troops who flew in from outside. And right now, not only are they trying to desperately protect the prince, they're trying to get the princess out of that situation. However, she's just holding up a hand towards Deku. And that does seem to be doing something. Because right now he's currently on his hands and knees. And he's at least trying to claw away at his own face. Talking about how he needs to shut up. He needs to stay quiet. And that she will be the next one he kills if he doesn't stop. Now, we do actually have a where Amelia does go to reach out. Her immediately going to lunge at Deku as the alien is going to bring his hand backwards into a fist. As Amelia is going to bring her hands outwards towards Deku's face. And the moment she actually goes to push away these tears, she actually has to go in and kiss him. And Deku, he's surprised. She wasn't violent. She was peaceful. Even in the face of danger, the face of death, this girl, an alien who was so traumatized by what they did to her people, she knew this was nothing more than a husk. It should have been just a husk. But she cared. Now, we do actually at least have Deku, who, after he does go to break completely free, this alien inside of his Deku's body, it is going to, well, fizz out. And Deku, he does go to watch that before he does at least go to feel a large energy push. As in the real world, Deku is going to wrap his arms around Amelia. Before in every direction, energy is redistributed and just windows blow out. And the mansion, it does partially collapse. Now, people, they were concerned about what happened there. And there actually was the fact that many people were reporting on it. Something happened at the Yaruju mansion. They believe that the anniversary event of the Traveler was attacked. And right now, it's all people are talking about. Because there are many theories. There are many ideas as to who did it, and what did it. Even the media naming the group that has been known to not like the policies that Arthur set forward before he died. Now, their actions for the rubble is cleared. And we do actually have Adam, who he is just throwing apart rubble piece by piece out of the way, and trying to find his little sister. And there is actually whenever Adam, he does at least throw a part or throw a large thing out of the way, and finally just hear something. As we do actually have Adam and a lot of other Etzos, and even some humans. They saw what happened, and then the drama cleared out. As there is actually Amelia. She's currently sitting there in a protective bubble. That Deku, he is actually trying to hold together. And she's currently holding Deku in her arms as he is bleeding. And Amelia, she actually is holding him close, telling him that it's going to be okay, and that they'll get him treatment. Amelia, Izuku, I'm here. Listen, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I figured it out. Yeah, you did. You broke free. You're back. I'm sorry. I should have noticed something sooner. I just thought Amelia, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now, Deku, he is apologizing. And over the rubble, it is actually able to be cleared. You do have where Amelia, she was going to at least take down part of her barrier that was protecting them. And Deku, he passed out. Right now, his body's been put through the ringer, especially his mind. And the coverage of this event, it is huge. Now, with that being said, we do currently have about a week later, where Deku, he does going to sit up in a bed. And whenever he does so, he does have a bunch of things slide into his mind. As whenever he does go to bring his hand up and somewhat onto his face, he does at least realize a few things. Before he does go look around. What the hell? Now, Deku, he does go look towards James, as the man he's currently laying in a hospital bed next to Deku's. And we do at least have where he does go do someone to do one thing before Adam does come walking into the room. Now, Adam would go to sit directly in front of Deku's hospital bed. I'm curious about a lot of things. Adam, what happened? Where am I? The last thing I remember, I was in a bunker. I was attacked by an orb, and then these strange visions, dreams, nightmares. They are real. What? Wait, so there is a lot going on right now. Many people are talking. Many people are discussing a lot of things. Right now, that event, it was a disaster. Now, I'm going to ask you a few questions. And right now, I wish for you to listen and answer them honestly. Because I do feel like I already do know the answer to certain questions. I can try, but I need to tell you a few things too. Do you now? I believe that will be for the best. So please, answer me this first question. Did you murder my father? No. That wasn't me. That was the fucking orb alien. Or, no, there's a name. There's a name for their species. Is there now? Now answer me the second question. How long? I just told you, I remember a bunker. My mother was sick, and you investigated her. Was it around that time? Yes, it was. I was leaving the day I solved the case. I was attacked, and you were possessed. Yes. Okay, but seriously, I have information. We need to talk about it. Now answer me this last question. How serious are you and my sister? Because from what I have heard, I should have you killed. Now, Deku is going to freeze, and that actually does surprise him, as I do believe that is a good point to leave this part off of, and I do hope you guys enjoyed. And I really do hope this turned out very good.